My name is Will.
And I'm Karen.
And unlike Mulder and Scully,
we both want to believe.
So we've embarked on a journey of discovery.
We've talked to people deeply entrenched in the spiritual and metaphysical world.
We've thrown ourselves into weird and wonderful experiences. I even joined a coven of witches.
And wait, you joined a coven?
Yep, all in the interest of finding something.
Anything.
That will prove that there's something beyond this physical,
three-dimensional world we all live in.
This is the Skeptic Metaphysicians.
Karen.
Yes.
We're doing something a little different today. We are actually, the first time we are live on a location. We don't know how this is going to go, so just bear with us as we
wish us luck.
Yeah, we've already had a lot of things happen that have tried to prevent us from getting this show out to you, but we've persevered, and here we are.
Here we are.
So we are at Spiritual Relics in Virginia Beach, Virginia, with the owner of the store, Dawn Link, and we are excited to talk to you today because this has been a very long time coming.
Yes.
And not just a long time coming, but something trying to stop us from doing it. So
Yes.
what is happening, Dawn?
I don't know. It's all about timing, and I believe that divine timing is a thing. Ironically, when someone first mentioned you to me, I kind of felt like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's time yet. And I kind of put it to the side and I said, God, if I'm supposed to do something with that, you're going to show me. And I believe within 2 days, someone who's a really good friend with you came in and mentioned you. And I was like, okay, I got it. And whenever it's time, it'll happen.
All right.
Yeah.
So we can't be held responsible for what happens. So
No.
just because a friend of ours came to you doesn't mean that we're,
No, I don't know. I'm good. Yes.
Well, we have our fingers crossed because we've already spilled coffee and lost a piece of our microphone, hence the handheld mounted mic.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we are pushing through because we're very excited to be here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you
Great.
for inviting us in.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we are very
Thank
excited.
you for coming.
Well, now tell us about Spiritual Relics. We've gone to a lot of different metaphysical stores before and all that kind of stuff, but there's a different feel to this. So
Yes.
why is that?
Okay. So actually, we do a lot of teaching here as well, and we have community, and we're healers, and we are stepping into our transcended selves. So that's very exciting, learning how to navigate that and kind of going from 3D to 5D. All of those topics come up in the classes that we teach. We have community that comes. We meet on Sundays, kind of like church, but it's different in that we teach. And we have different topics, and it's open discussion. So I'm not the only one talking because it's not about it's about we. So it's way different in that I'm not giving them a format that they need to follow for them to be good. It's like I'm sharing my experiences with them, and this has worked for me. And it could look a little different for you. And when they ask me things and I go, I don't know, it's because I don't know. And it's cutting edge, right?
Okay, so now, Dawn, we were told you knew everything, so I don't know. This is kind of fun. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if I know everything.
So then this is like a communal learning experience. Like the
Yes.
group learns together.
Yes.
That is
We do that on
awesome.
Sundays, and then we also have classes that are scheduled on different days that you can also zoom in on. And the exciting thing right now is on the website, I'm building an online school. So I am recording myself, teaching the classes so that they can purchase this no matter where they live, no matter what time of day it is, and they can do it at their own timing. So, some people who work night shift, they have a problem getting here for those types of classes and stuff.
And what kind of people come? I know people get a little nervous to come into a place like this because it looks a little different, a little
Right.
kind of freaked out. So what can someone expect if they come into a group class? What would their peers be like?
Okay. So there can be many different types of people in the class. We accept all. We don't ask. So the biggest thing is we don't ask anything about what your faith is or what your belief is or what your practice is or any of that. We accept you unconditionally as a soul. We love with unconditional love, and that's the way it should be. And you can come to the table and have a discussion with us as a humanitarian effort, you see.
Well, I like that. And I like that mix of every different type of person. Just
Yes.
like what I'm seeing on the decorations on the walls.
Yes.
Typically, you don't think of a lot of Christian symbolism mixed
Right.
in with a lot of metaphysical, but here you have it all over.
Right. Also Native American
Mm-hmm.
and some other followings, Buddha, Lao.
Yeah, just everybody.
Right. And I feel like whatever that being is that assists you with your enlightenment, so be it. If it comes from a place of love and that moral compass is there, then there are no limits, right?
Mm.
For me, Jesus is different. I was raised Catholic, and
So are we, by the way. So
I
no
figured-
shame in that.
I figured, no, I'm not shaming it. Not shaming the Catholics. Love you guys. But for Jesus, for me, is more like a man.
Mm-hmm.
not the thing that was taught to me in my life where he's like up here and
Mm-hmm.
God's here. There's a difference between knowing about God and knowing God for
Mm-hmm.
me. And I can look at Jesus as a man and understand that he was the blueprint. He was trying to say, hey guys, you can do this.
Mhm.
I think he said it a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a firm believer that we can all do that.
Mm.
We can all be that.
So basically, a teacher that's showing us how to live, not
Yes.
necessarily God incarnate on this planet. Although they say that we are all God's incarnate, right?
We are. So here's the thing. Earlier, you were talking about magic.
Mm-hmm.
So what is magic, right? What is magical? What
Pulling a
is
rabbit out of a hat.
right? Bullwinkle.
Pick a card.
Anyway, so yes,
Pick a card, any card.
yes. So my thing is, what is supernatural,
Mhm.
right? I believe
It's a
that
pretty kick-ass TV show. Is what it is.
yes, it is.
That's what we're gonna
And
talk
I
about.
believe that once we are all fully aware that we have an innate natural ability with all of these gifts in there that have never been nurtured, never been shown to you, you've never acknowledged them because they're buried under all of your emotional garbage and perceptions
Mhm.
and all of the things that you've been told in constructs
Mhm.
that never really go, hey, you've got these abilities and you should tap into those. I have people who come in all the time and they'll be an emotional wreck because they don't know what to do with what's going on.
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Why am I, to me? And I'm like, well, first of all, let's calm down. It's not happening to you. It's just you're awakening.
Okay.
And I kind of walk them through that.
Let me put a pause first. Let's go back a little bit. When you say people come in and why is this happening to me? What
Mm.
kind of things happen to people that will
They'll be
come to
very
you?
emotional. They'll have a lot of chaos or turmoil, it feels like, in their life. Most of the times I find out that they're just not grounded or centered.
Mhm.
There's some things that are trying to come up. I feel like literally the universe and God and consciousness has us in this big shifter right now. And it's kind of coming through all of us, and
Mhm.
things are coming to the top and bubbling out, and we're healing those things. We're coming fully aware of ourselves. So a lot of what I teach is self-awareness. So it's like
Mhm.
this awkward awareness of yourself. And when you gain this awkward awareness of yourself, then you're able to see it in everybody else. And then you have compassion,
Mhm.
no judgment, and it starts to kind of melt away, right?
What if it's more of like a beautiful awareness? Because when you
It
said that, I
is.
pictured someone mining for gold. And all the
Yes.
dirt and the rubble is kind of going through.
Yes.
What's left are these
So it's like,
beautiful little gold nuggets.
right, exactly. So it's like, we know it's in there. We're just going to
Yeah.
help you a little bit. Could it be a little scary? Sure. When you go from 3D to 5D, this great change happens. And in 3D, you're plugged in with all your sensories. Like
Mhm.
you see it, you smell it, you taste it, you hear it, touch it,
Mhm.
and then you believe it.
Mhm.
But when you're going over here, you're going into consciousness,
Mhm.
and you have to have a lot of faith, belief, and trust, which can be tied to religion, right? In that background. And if that's what you have to pull upon, so be it. But you have to be faithful in knowing that you're okay, and to trust what you're receiving, what you're getting, what you're feeling, right? You ever heard of mother's intuition?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we've called it that for years,
Mhm.
but truly what I feel all of that is, I believe we're very telepathic beings.
Mhm.
I believe we feel everything. I believe we're able to get information from that, and that's how we receive it. We're supposed to be like nature, but we've pulled ourselves away from that.
So, what D would you be at? Would you consider yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
That's a good question because I was just talking with God last night, and I'm like, well, what dimension am I? Does it really matter? Because I feel like you should be all that you can be.
Mhm.
I believe that I'm very, in my way of thinking, probably fifth dimension.
Mhm.
Could I be more than that? Sure. At the end of the day, it's you're stepping outside of the limitations of your senses and human form, and you're going into consciousness and thought.
Okay. I feel like I'm like about a 3.5 D. What
Nah.
about you?
I think I'm 0.4.
0.4.
You're a C.
Hey, at least I'm passing. I'll take it.
You're much higher than a 0.4.
Okay,
Yes.
exactly.
Well, thank you.
And there's no pass or fail.
Right.
We, as humans, have put this concept in our minds of what's good and bad. And I feel like sometimes things show up that might not look so good
Mhm.
according to what we've been taught.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, if it takes you to where you want to be, it might be something really good.
And maybe just even being on that path already puts you like at a 3 and a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know?
All
Okay,
about
I'll take it.
empowerment. Empowerment, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
coming out of the victim seat, because we've all lived in that our whole lives. We have been the victim. It feels familiar, and that's easy. And no one's ever shown us how to get out of it. And really, you just have to let go of all your past.
Very true.
So now I really, it resonates with me what you're saying, right?
Mhm.
When you in the 3D, you need to see it, touch it, feel it,
Mhm.
taste it, right? That's
Yeah.
been my entire,
Mhm.
I don't want to say shtick, but that's been my path, right? I'm like that pragmatist. That needs the proof, need to feel it, touch it. The more we're doing this show, the more that we're releasing and allowing the universe to come through us and
Yes.
opening ourselves up and having the faith, like you talked
Yes.
about.
Mhm.
But then the most interesting thing happens when you do that. When you
Yes.
open up, all of a sudden, the universe gives you the damn proof you were looking for in the beginning.
Exactly.
And you have to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the
Acknowledge it and take action, right? Yeah.
people come to me a lot and they go, well, I don't know if I should be studying this or that or whatever. I said, study whatever draws you to it, because you are opening the door. You're seeking knowledge. And when you do that, you are opening the door for that enlightenment you're looking for in whichever way it needs to happen and come forward.
So, on a personal note, what
Mhm.
would you say is your strongest ability?
Huh. Well, that's a good
Ooh.
question.
That's why I bring her along. She gets a good question.
She gets a good
I'm just
question.
along as eye candy.
So ultimately, I'm a pretty profound healer, and I'm okay with saying that, with energy
Mhm.
and thought. I know that sounds crazy, but it's not.
We don't use the C word here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So literally, I work on people. I work on people from a distance as well, but I use a process that beings of light have given me to use, and I can heal many things.
Mhm.
Not just clear out your chakras and ground you. I heal emotions. People who have a lot of chatter in their head after I work on them, it's quiet. Yeah, I got you.
I feel like I'm being so seen. I don't know.
He's exposed. Anyway, so yeah, I got you. Don't worry. And I do that from a distance as well.
Mhm.
So for me, I started figuring some things out. I was like, there's someone like 5 states away and I'm able to stop their pain. How am I doing that? How you think I'm doing that, Will?
Band-aids?
Yes, big ones. No. I feel like
Energetic ones.
I am really going out through consciousness
Right.
to them. And I'm doing that healing work that way, right?
So here comes the skeptic metaphysician
Go ahead.
in me, right? And it's not about getting to the truth of anything. It's really about trying to understand better
Oh,
in a pragmatic way.
I get it.
I have no doubt whatsoever that you are a very strong healer. We felt it the minute you walk into this place. The question is, what made you finally say, "Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
healer"?
Right. Well,
I was going to just ask her that.
I
Wow.
went. He stole your question.
I know.
I
I
went.
mean, I have to get
So
one in sometime.
so I went through this whole like
I didn't mean it like that.
spiritual awakening, and many things were shown to me. So when I say shown to me, I have a lot of visions here. I call it your insight.
Mhm.
I have a lot of knowings, and eventually I got to the point where I was hearing things telepathically. No, I'm not schizophrenic, but I know what I'm hearing and receiving. Um, and then readings changed for me. They came more like spiritual consultations, because literally my readings were turning more into healings. So I'll give you an example. So someone would come to me for a reading, and all of the things that they needed to heal from
Mm.
would come up. Like if there's a woman sitting there with me, I can usually see the souls of children that's either been lost or aborted. I can see loved ones come forward. I can have family members come forward that they had a crappy relationship with and then they apologize. Lots of things like that. So that's
Mhm.
really a healing for them, you see? So healing many things within them. So I know ultimately I'm a healer. Do my
Mhm.
gifts allow someone to sit before me who's not wanting to come for the healing,
Mhm.
but in a way it is?
Mhm.
That's
It's like a
okay.
bonus.
I'm okay with that, right?
So have you ever, sorry, Karen, I pulled the microphone away. Have you ever done a healing? I mean, there's no question, there's no doubt
Yes.
that the world is in a very strange place right now. And there's so many people that need healing out there.
Yes.
Have you thought about sending the healing energy to the whole planet
I
to try to
do.
heal people?
I do that. And we also do that on Sunday service.
Oh, that's amazing.
So the whole group that's here, we send out love and healing to the whole planet, to everyone. I said, if you have someone specific, I'm not going to tell you not to do that,
Hmm.
but I would think that we could affect the planet at a much deeper, higher level, going through consciousness and just sending it out, right? Everybody says, well, how are we going to change the world? That's how you're going to change the world. Uh, don't focus on the problem. Be the change, and the change starts here. If you change this and how you look at things and how you feel about things, if you change your perception, your whole world changes. I know you understand that. It's okay.
Oh yeah, no,
I know.
100%. Yeah, it goes right along the line with what I said earlier about
Yeah.
when you finally open up and decide you change your perception, then the world changes, right?
Have you ever saw somebody and you go, why are they angry all the time? Because that's their juice. There's some things within them that they need to heal so that doesn't keep coming out of them. You want to change your juice.
See, that reminds me of, and I've told you this before, probably a bunch of times, but I read The Art of Happiness by the
Mhm.
Dalai Lama.
Yes.
And when he talks about, if someone cuts you off on the road or bumps into you in the store and they're rude, he's like, you don't know what happened to them. Maybe they just lost their
Right.
child or they're rushing to the hospital.
Right.
So I always try, and I'm like, not always successful, but I always try to think about that when something happens. I'm like,
Yes.
something's going on with them. And
Exactly.
I'm so thankful that it's not going on with me.
Yes.
So
Most
it's a
of the
different way.
world has been so used to living in fight or flight,
Mhm.
is what I call it,
Mhm.
and being in the victim seat
Mhm.
and not knowing that they're able to get out of that.
Mhm.
It That's the moment that I love when they have that aha, oh wait, I can
Yeah.
let go of that.
Mhm.
And let that completely go. How?
And that's even one way, another way to share and to project love because you're holding space for that person dealing with whatever and not
Yes.
reacting to it. You're letting them
Yes.
have that
I call that
outburst or
the
whatever.
pause. The pause is
I like
great
that.
before you speak, before you judge.
Mm-hmm.
Just if you can get to that moment
Mm-hmm.
where you're not reacting, because that's what we've always done, and
Yeah.
just go, wait, what is this? That pause is the most important thing ever.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before on this show and other shows that that's the hard part though is actually taking the time to pause and knowing no, I can't respond to this person's email right now because it won't be from love. It will be from a different emotion.
Right.
Yes.
Fight or flight mode, right? When my theory is that when we were um, cavemen, we're just evolving humans.
Mhm.
We needed that fear
Yes.
because we needed to survive. We
Right.
were watching out for predators and things like that. So you needed that healthy
Yes.
fear.
Yes.
We were very much in the physical body at that point, in a three-dimensional space. Whereas
Yes.
now, to your point,
Yes.
as we're ascending into 5D, we can let go of that fear. We don't have those predators, although some people would say that there are still politicians out there who are predatory. But beyond that, you can let it go and feel like you can now turn from fear to love because
Right.
that's our true essence as we're going forward.
Exactly. That's what that babies, children, look at them. They're loved. They're wide open.
Mhm.
They are able to do things that as adults we're looking at them going, look at you. Right. Well, we
Mhm.
forget that we were that once too. And then it kind of goes away with conditioning and
Yeah.
being taught things, right? But it's okay because, well, as we evolve through this, guys, we're going to rise above that. That doesn't mean we're that we have to go fix the school system or fix the court system or fix the whatever it is. It's the people that are waking up, they're going to have the acknowledgement of that. And then think change will automatically happen like a ripple effect. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
It does, but I question. I wonder if it's the side that is digging in their heels and saying, "No, no, I'm not going to change."
Some people won't.
Right. Nope.
Some
Exactly.
people won't.
Exactly. Now the question is, right now we seem to be right about 50-50 on this
Mhm.
on this in this country at the very least.
Right.
50-50. So we've heard from people that say if the institutions that we have currently in place don't collapse,
Hmm.
there's no way to build on top of them because they're so intrinsically part of that fear mentality.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So watching the news,
Oh, yeah.
looking at
We don't
social
do that.
media,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
except for this one.
Yeah.
I'm saying, those types of
Mhm.
things. So, all of that drives fear. We know
Yeah.
that very well. And the news is going to put that spin on it that makes you want to draw into and go, right? No,
Mhm.
well, we got to change that reaction to something else other
Yeah.
than the negative and the fear. So, a lot of what I do in my healing work is to help you heal fear and
Oh.
doubt, literally. So, for a long time now, I've been hearing, they need to heal their fear. So I know that that's a big thing that's going on for a lot of people. Um, Not the fear that stops you from stepping out in front of a bus or
Yeah.
sticking your hand in a cage with a lion. I'm not talking about that. So we imprison ourselves in our own minds
Mhm.
through fear, doubt, um, no self-esteem. And some of that self-esteem is not just done by whatever may have happened to in our lives, but how we think or thought about what happened to us in our lives, and we build those emotions up about ourselves. We do a whole lot more self-talk than we realize. Yeah.
Oh,
Have you noticed she's looking at me a lot during this?
a
Like,
lot.
I'm thinking she's getting like a vibe.
Yeah, like all the
I need
time.
some
Like,
work. I need some work
well,
done.
that's good because I was trying to think, well, what the heck? Why is she not looking at me?
Because you're fine.
We'll get to you later.
No, we don't have to.
No, I just know that you're getting what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
You're picking up what I'm putting down there.
And asking for more.
So then, Dawn, what moved you to build something like this? I mean, I know that you are very in tune with spirit and all that kind of stuff, but
So it's kind of funny. At first, I didn't know how gifted I was. And I had other people telling me that I was gifted. And I was like, what do you mean? I just know all of a sudden. So first of all, I have a child. Well, I have several children, but my one of my twins, which are 18 now,
Wow.
when he was 3, he was having all these experiences. You know, God's funny. He'll give you what you need to open you up, right? And he started telling me things. And as a mother, I needed to feel like, oh my God, these things are in his room at night. How do I protect my kid? You know, what, blah, blah, blah. So I started digging and I started seeking the knowledge, and that kind of opened things up from there. And then it just went, right? I was started having my own experiences. I was drawn to a metaphysical store, and it was like I just couldn't stay away from it. I'm like, this is crazy. This is like insane. But it was like I felt like I was on the right track with it. Then I said, well, I can do this. I'm going to open my own. And I had other people here who were very gifted that I thought were very gifted with their abilities, but Dawn was not looking in the mirror at herself. Um, I've had people walk in here that are gifted back a few years ago, and they're like, you have no idea what you're about to do. And I'm like, no, can you give me a clue? So, you know, that's how clueless I was. And then when I started actually decided after 2 years, I was going to do readings. I went to do the reading. My very first reading, I had 5 decks of cards. I went to touch the cards and I heard, don't touch the cards. I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to act like I got my crap together.
see, she looked at me when she said "cool."
Yeah.
Like that, you know what that means, right?
Yes. And they're sitting there watching me, and I'm going, okay, so I'm just trying to be cool, like I know what I'm doing. I went to touch the cards again. I heard, don't touch the cards.
So, just a quick pause. When you say
Yes.
you heard it, was it like a thought, or was it like a different voice inside
It's a
your
man
head?
voice.
Oh my God, get out of my head. That was I'm waiting for her to finish to ask that question.
No,
I had
it's
to butt in when I could.
It was a
otherwise.
man's voice. And don't touch the cards. And so I didn't. And I said, so then I came clean. I said, all right, because that's the best way to be. I said, ladies, I'm just telling you, I'm not crazy, but I'm not supposed to touch those cards. And we're going to try this another way. And it's either going to turn out really good, and you're going to be happy, and you're going to pay me, or we're not, and you won't. So an hour and a half later, after I finished telling her everything, I got paid. And it was a whole moment for me to kind of go, what the heck just happened?
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big thing. It was a big pivotal moment for me to start looking at myself.
So it was like the cards were Dumbo's feather.
The cards were not needed, and they were
Right.
trying to show me that.
Right. Like Dumbo, who didn't need the feather to fly, really. He just needed to have faith in himself to fly.
Yes.
You had to have faith in your own
Yes.
gifts and abilities.
And then I took Reiki and quantum healing, and I was just getting these profound results. And then I started getting knowings to change the way I was doing it. I literally can work on someone just sitting in a chair. I don't have to lay you down. I don't have to do all that process. And I speak some things into existence for your healing. And that's it.
Wow.
I know that's a lot to take in.
So, if someone walks in and they just want to get some information and they say they don't know they're gifted, can you, like, do you know that? Or you're like, this person's gifted?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I can tell that even if they don't know that. Sometimes I don't. And I don't tap in like uninvited. But if there's something that, you know, God nudges me to say, then I will, or a family member, right? But I don't necessarily know about every person.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And can you turn it on and off?
I think it's always on.
Yeah.
I think now looking back, hindsight, even as a kid, I did a lot of things that I never felt alone. I was an only child, but I never felt alone. other kids or families would say, well, aren't you lonely being the only kid? Because back in my day, in the 70s, everybody in the suburbs had like, 4 or 5 kids. And,
Right.
I was the only kid. And they're like, aren't you? Nope, I'm good. But I didn't realize that I had like things around me that I was probably feeling
hmm
as comfort, or that I was probably even talking with as comfort. I can remember talking to myself a lot as a little kid, or what I thought was talking to myself, but I don't think I was talking to myself.
Now, if someone wants to follow the path or find out who they are or
Mm.
what kind of gifts they have or what direction they're supposed to lead, other than coming and talking to you,
Mhm.
what's the first step someone should take?
Well, the first thing is self reflection and looking at themselves, which
hmm
can be hard to do if you've been in the cycle of doing it that certain way. So, you get into the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, the subconscious mind. We're living in that loop most of the time until we decide that we're going to open that up and live and be more aware of ourselves in consciousness, right?
hmm
So, being able to open that, how can I tell someone to do that? I don't know. Maybe you should focus your awareness there. So, what is your intent? What's your intention behind it? What do you want for you, right?
Mhm.
A lot of us have to get out of the why is this happening to me and shift it to, well, what would I need if I wanted to feel different? And if you can start making that turn, then it usually opens some things up for yourself.
And it's interesting because when you say self reflection, it's actually more than most people think. When you think about it, you
Yes.
just automatically think of the negative.
Right.
But you also have to look at the positive things about
Yes.
yourself as well, which we
Yes.
tend to just disregard because
Yes.
it's easier to accept the negative, I
Mm.
think, sadly.
Yes, very sadly. I spend a lot of time telling people how great they are sometimes,
hmm
or I just listen to them talk and I go, no, that's not what I see. And then I explain to them what I see. Sometimes when I am helping people, I give them homework. Um,
Oh, I'm out.
yeah,
Are
yeah.
there tests?
No, I tell them to write themselves a love letter
Oh, you could do that.
and then go to the mirror and read it to yourself.
You could totally do that.
He could totally
You
do
could
that, but
totally
he's
do
going
that.
to totally manipulate that love letter. I know he
Yeah, now
is.
he's going to ask me to write it.
Yeah.
Will that work?
Yeah, no,
Nope.
nope.
You know
Nope.
what?
Even I know that's not going to work.
Well, no, it's okay. I've got a friend. It's called Chat GPT, baby.
Oh, no. That doesn't count at all.
No,
No.
not at all.
So basically what I'm hearing is what I've been hearing all the time, that really the best way to move forward, first and foremost, is to go within, go
Yes.
inside yourself,
Yes.
find the stillness inside you, and
Yes.
then the answers will be given to you, because we found everybody has a different path, has a different gift.
Mhm.
Sometimes, like you, some
Mhm.
people have multiple gifts, which
Right.
is an incredible blessing. But would you say that everybody has a gift, at
Yes,
least one gift that they need to kind of uh, develop?
I do. I believe that. I believe that everybody has natural abilities that they're just not aware of, or it's been happening, but they're not recognizing it for what it is. Oh, really? It's been happening, but you've not recognized it and nurtured it and honed it and focused it with intention so that you can use it like I do or like someone else does, right? That's the only difference between you and I. That's it.
Why is everybody looking at me?
Because everybody knows the
S-
secret's out.
so then what would you say, looking at me, what would you say my gift is?
Actually, I feel you're very enlightened uh inside in your soul.
I've been trying to tell you that forever, Karen.
Yes,
know,
I
all the
think you
time.
are, but I feel like there's part of you that doesn't let it out enough publicly.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
You don't want to be self-aggrandizing.
I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of like a little aggrandizing.
Well, yeah.
Yes,
At
he
home.
does.
But,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
but in
I
public, you
don't,
want people to think you're nicer.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you do it on the show, but you do a lot of questioning of others, not so much you just talking about it yourself and your gifts. You're talking about everybody else's gifts, which is great because now you're learning things that are possibilities for you. This is your seeking. This is your seeking.
Yeah, there's no question about that. The
Yes.
whole show was started because I was seeing. So
Yes.
that's the thing. I've been told that I have a gift,
You
and
do.
I've followed it a little bit, and every once in a while, I see it or I experience it, but
You
yeah,
meditate at all?
oh, every day,
Okay.
yeah.
So don't doubt that it's going to show itself. I have many ways that things have showed itself to me. I usually talk about all that in all my classes. So I like to share my experiences so that they can go, oh, that happened to me. So then what does that do? That kind of raises them up a little bit to go, oh, wait a minute. I'm doing something she's doing. I'm not above. So when I teach, I tell them, or even on Sundays, this is not Dawn talking to you. This is us talking together. And that's where we're at. And I'm going to explain to you some things that I've been able to figure out. And if you so choose to use those, which I pray you do, then you're going to have some wonderful experiences.
So it's like the reverse of misery likes company. It's joy likes company too.
Yes.
In fact, someone could be said that we are joy.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, inside I'm like, do me next, do me next. No. I don't want to put you on the spot, but no.
So when you, out of curiosity, and we can always edit this out, but
Yes.
when you look at Karen, do you see anything special?
Well, she's able to see things. She knows many things that she might not speak on. She feels things when people are in the room with her. She can tell when there's someone negative in the room. She also feels love. She knows when there's someone loving in the room. She can sense all of that. I also feel like you get information in your dreams. And you probably need to journal that more or pay attention to it. Some of the dreams might be a little choppy or you might not understand them. But sometimes lessons are taught that way through consciousness. It doesn't have to make sense. Something might look a little crazy. Just know that it's doing what it needs to do in there, okay? In the mind. Because the mind's going to rewire. And that's what's happening right now. Just keep doing
She's
what
got,
you're
like, all
doing.
serious. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
It all shifts.
yeah.
When I-
Wow.
yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
I like it.
energy in the room definitely shifted.
Yes,
That changed.
Because
Yeah.
I was more focused.
Yeah.
You invited me
Yeah.
for a question, and they liked that, and we went right in. So it's all
Great.
good.
Well, see, I have a theory, and it's been confirmed several times. Karen, I say it all the time. People hear this thing. I'm so sorry. I'm saying it again. I know you've heard it
Just
a
say
thousand
it.
times, but Karen is a walking, talking embodiment of love. She is an angel on this planet, and
Yes.
she is fighting it. She does not want to believe that she is angelic in nature, and I'm hoping that you will be the
I'll tell her.
72nd person that
Yeah.
actually confirms this.
So love definitely flows through you. So love is the answer. So this gentleman over here in the picture, Jesus, talked about it all the time. And if you get to that place where that love is flowing freely, your heart space is open. So I say that the heart is the co-signer for the mind, right? And you're going to do great things, Karen.
Well, I just want to help people. So
I know. And you are.
good.
You're helping me.
Well, I think this is helping other people.
Yeah.
People that are walking into this world and they're very timid, taking a toe
Yeah.
step. I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't so scary.
Yes.
I feel all this energy radiating out of me right now. It's
Yes.
weird.
Because it's kind of, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Like,
you're kind
I
of.
don't know if it's a hot flash or if it's just
No, it's probably just my energy
Yeah, oh
letting
my
you
gosh,
open up.
It's like really intense right now.
Yes.
Holy cow. You feel
Yeah.
that?
No.
See, I'm still way much more in the 3D world than you are. I'm not as sensitive to energies as you are. Sometimes
I'm gonna cry.
You're gonna. I
Holy
make people
moly.
cry. It's okay.
Whew.
Here,
Well, I'm a little concerned because I got contacts now. These are
No.
it's
new.
okay.
And this is my second day, so I'm like, if I cry, will they come out?
If they do, just look that direction, okay?
we already lost one thing. We can't lose another. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
okay.
Okay.
So I'm just
Mm.
helping you step into who you are.
Mhm.
So you should definitely know these things about yourself. You make good choices in your life. You always have. So what is good and bad? That's a whole human thing, right?
Yeah.
That's a whole human
Yeah.
thing. You know who Ram Dass is?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. So there's a story of his that I absolutely love and I use it a lot in class. So there's a gentleman who has a horse and the horse runs away. And his neighbor comes over and he goes, "Oh man, that's terrible. Your horse ran away. What in the world? What are you going to do now? How are you going to plow your field? How are you going to do this or that?" And the man just simply replies, "Well, I don't know. We'll see." The second day, the horse comes back and he brings another horse with him, a wild horse. The neighbor comes over and goes, "Oh my God, you're so blessed. What are you doing? How are you getting these blessings? Da 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 da. Now you got 2 horses." And he goes, "Well, I don't know. We'll see." The third day, the man's son says, "I want to ride the wild horse." He gets on the wild horse and things are good. And then all of a sudden he throws him off and he breaks his leg. Here comes the neighbor again. Oh my God, you're cursed. What have you done to be so unfavored that now your son is laying there with a broken leg? Your horse is so what? He went and brought a horse to injure your son, right? And he goes, well, I don't know. We'll see. On the fourth day, the military marched through that had been taking everyone's son to war. And his son couldn't go because he had a broken leg. And he had been focusing and praying for that. And the horse left and did what it did. But this other person kept looking at all the little individual actions
Yeah.
going, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. And I love that story because that's what everybody out here is doing.
Yeah.
Instead of just pausing and going, wait, there's more to this. I know myself. I trust myself. These are the things that I'm going to bring to fruition.
And I've heard the story before, and I
Yes.
love the
I
story.
love the story.
It's a great lesson and talks specifically about accepting
Yes.
your circumstances because it's always in the higher good.
Yes.
How can someone who has lived through, we talked about programming
Yes.
earlier, who has lived through years and decades of programming,
Mhm.
how can you move beyond that to think that, well, damn it, my son's leg just got broken? How can you change that perception from, damn it, my son's leg is broken to, oh,
God.
let's see what's gonna happen because my son's leg was broken? What advice can you give someone?
That's a good question. I'm still going to go to self-reflection because
Mhm.
if you go here and you do the self-reflection, if you heal those emotions that have been built off of those old thoughts, it's going to take you out of that old loop. You're going to get new perceptions and you're going to be aware of things differently. You're going to look at things differently. You're going to pause. Things are going to come out of your face and you're going to go, what? I should have been screaming at this guy, right? And you're going to go, experience I had was something that happened between me and my husband. It's funny because I was at work and I heard, you should go see your husband. Like, what? Go see your husband. So I went to where he was working and there was a situation there that I didn't like. And the old me would have had that sorted tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And something happened. It shifted and I just responded in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I looked him in the eye and I said, I just want you to know that my feelings are hurt. I had an expectation, but I'm understanding. And I got a totally different response. And it's been different ever since I responded
Wow.
differently. And I am so thankful for that moment in time. And I share these things with people so that they can hear me say it,
Mm-hmm.
know that it's possible. Half of the battle is not thinking it's doable. And watching your father and your grandfather and whoever
Mhm.
else that, did all of those things and go, well, this is how it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's how you were told or that's what you were shown and that's what you experienced. Experience something else and see how you feel.
And it's nice that you share these personal experiences with people because
Yeah.
it's one thing when I heard someone who knew someone who,
Yeah.
that could or
I
couldn't
heard
be true.
Ramdas say this story, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
And I think also part of it is you get that reflection or that self-reflection, you kind of, center yourself and all of that. But also, I think like anything else, what do they say? It takes 2 weeks or I don't know, 6 weeks to build a habit.
Yeah.
So you catch yourself
Right.
reacting and you have to do the work and make yourself
Yeah.
change.
Part of this process,
Over and
not
over
only for
again.
myself and some people that I teach and have worked with doing energy work on them and things like that, you'll literally catch yourself when that old way of thinking comes and you go, wait a minute, nope, that's not who we are today.
Yeah.
And you just kind of let that fly right on by, Will.
Oh my God, I love that so much.
Next question, please.
No, I mean, and
No,
he has
and
this has changed him. This podcast,
I know it
everything
has.
has
He's
changed
way
him.
different than he used to be. Do you have a brother?
I
A
do.
younger brother?
I do.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, did we need to call him? Did he need to be in
No,
the conversation?
no, not today. But yeah, they keep mentioning him for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. So I don't know. How's your relationship with him?
We never talk
Okay,
ever. But when we do, it's like we never left.
great.
But it's pretty surface.
Yes,
It's pretty surface.
he needs you at a deeper level.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could provide that for him and maybe show him how to be a different man.
Oh my gosh. I just got like
You're supposed to do that.
goosebumps.
You will when it's time.
Well, Yes, I
Okay.
agree. I
When you're
could.
ready and when he's ready,
That's the question.
it's a timing
When is he going to be
thing.
ready?
You'll know.
He's Buddhist, and
That's okay.
but
That's
he.
great.
Oh yeah, no, it is great,
Mhm.
but he believes that he has all the answers, and there's
Well,
nothing that I can
that's the
do
part
to.
that he still needs to work on within here.
And he's very similar to you. If you go and try to teach him something where it's obvious, he's
Yes.
gonna
Yeah, no, you
reject it.
can't do it that way.
So you got it like through
You have to
humor,
get,
through
look, use your
relationship.
Gemini cleverness, okay? Tap into that.
The problem is he's also a Gemini. So we can be clever to each other.
Four people fight in the room.
Only four? Yeah, ha, ha, ha.
I'm from 5 with him alone. Come on.
No, but true. But my brother and I do believe that I love my brother deeply.
I know
and,
you do.
And I do believe that he loves me too. It's just
He
been
does.
the way that our upbringing
Yes.
was, right? We were a very strong family, but there
Yes.
was some things that were challenging and it's pushed us in different directions, all of us in
And I
different
quite
directions.
find it quite interesting that he's Buddhist and you're doing this and you're seeking, you're both seeking
Oh, no
and finding your
question.
answers.
No question.
And that, so to me, that's what I show people. Whatever way gets you to that point where you're awakening and you're ascending and transcending, that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter what label you want to give it, because at the end of the day, the one thread that runs through all of that is love.
Right. Yeah,
This,
absolutely.
this,
Absolutely.
you.
So the challenge with my brother
Yes.
is that when we were younger, I was very much stuck in the
Yes.
3D world.
Yes.
And
you
I was a
hammered
shit brother.
him.
Oh,
You
yeah.
hammered him like
did.
nobody's business.
I did. And I've apologized to him 1,000 times,
Yes.
but he still holds it.
Because he has some thoughts in his head about himself that were built upon that.
Yep. Nope.
Yep.
So then because of that, he knows I'm truly regretful of the things that,
Yes.
the
Hey,
torture
we
I put him
all
through.
have those moments of things,
But it's hard to let those things go. So I don't know if he would be open to learning things from me, although that's not fair to say, because he's
I think he hears you more than you think he does.
And I think maybe he needs to feel like you're proud of him. I don't think you've ever expressed that to him.
Yes.
okay.
That might be a game changer.
That might be it. Yeah. Rob, if you're listening, I'm proud of you.
His name's Rob?
His name's Rob, yeah.
I have a son named Robert, yes. Okay.
He
Well,
actually-
actually, William Robert.
Get out of
I'm
here.
not. Look,
Wow.
my husband's name is William. He goes by Billy. And he thinks he's George Foreman. He has 4 sons.
Called-
Their first name is William. And they go by their middle name. Wasn't a problem till we had twins.
Oh, yeah.
William Robert, William Thomas, Tommy and Ray.
Okay. My dad's name is Robert.
And
There's a lot of
guess what
Roberts
my
going on.
maiden name was?
Roberts?
Williams.
Oh, okay. Well, I was close.
I can't get away from
Wow.
it. And I can't get away from it. And I can't get away from it.
Oh, very strange.
Yes.
Uh,
Just like the nut on the floor. But anyway.
Yeah.
yes.
So yeah, full disclosure, when we're setting up the gear, we lost one of the nuts to the microphone. That's why we have this in my hand. It literally, it just fell onto this floor, and there were 4 of us crawling on our hands and knees
In this little bitty
in
room.
this tiny little room trying to find this nut, and it's completely gone. We have no idea where it could possibly
I
be.
think this needs to be more casual. And what can be more casual than holding hand holding a broken down mic?
There you go. You know what? I think it's nice. I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's how it's supposed to be.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
No question. Is there anything that you want to make sure that we get out there that we haven't talked about yet? I know we talked about a lot, but I know that you have a lot to share with the world. So I want to make sure that we give you that platform.
So, a few important things. Love, most definitely. Invest in yourself, in the healing work in yourself, no matter who provides that to you. I'm not the end all be all, but I can help people. If you're interested in me helping you, I'm able to do that, and I can lead you in some directions. But don't stop seeking. Lots of people are feeling that drive within them to seek, where they're
Mhm.
feeling stuck. It can't be by any coincidence that that's going on around the world.
Yeah. True.
And I feel like if they are interested in me helping them, I can help them with healing work. I can help them with educational. I can help them with conversations just like this. And I feel like more of this will be going on because they need to hear it.
Yeah.
Most of it is just never hearing it. If you've never heard that you can heal someone with your thought, then what are the odds are that you're going to believe it?
There's a difference between listening and hearing.
Yes,
So that's very you can
exactly.
listen to what someone's saying, but you have to hear it in your heart.
Yeah, exactly. You have to feel it. It has to
Mhm.
resonate within you.
And I think with so many masters that have come on this planet and saying the same things,
Yes.
and some people have not heard it. They've listened, but they haven't heard it. So
Well, yeah,
little
I
by
think it's all
little.
about timing on the planet as well. Like a
That's
divine
true.
timing. I believe in that.
So do you think we are there? Like we are
I
change
believe we're
or
in
be
the
left behind?
I believe we're in the midst of that.
Mhm.
And you definitely have choices. There's nothing that says you have to do this or do that. And at the end of the day, everyone's going to survive and be fine. I don't believe that there's this catastrophic,
Mhm.
apocalyptic thing happening. I also believe that there's a thing in the Bible that says Jesus will come in like a thief in the night,
Mhm.
and he is through each and every consciousness, through each and every mind, heart, and soul.
Oh, this just reminded me of I went horseback riding in Galapagos Islands
Horses.
on the volcanoes, and at around noon o'clock,
No.
the clouds come down, and you can't see anything in front of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're taking this
Right.
rough ride up, and then all of a sudden you're in these clouds, and I feel like maybe that's where we are. We're in the clouds, and if we just go a little bit
Yes.
further, we'll get through them and see the
Yes.
beautiful view from the top of the mountain.
Wow, that was deep.
It's high.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like us. We're multidimensional beings. So is that
Yes,
that
We're like, we
exactly.
don't know what's going on. You can't really see very clearly, but once, you keep following the path, just trust that peak is going to be there.
And the biggest thing is just be.
Yeah.
We're so used to doing and trying to navigate through space time, which is very linear. And, we're used to using timelines. We're getting out of that because, 5D is very different. There's like no time,
Hmm.
which changes many things
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
you bring things to you and through your thoughts and your open heart space.
Yeah.
And
That's a great point because the important thing is to follow what draws you. Sometimes something
yes,
draws you and you go, no, 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 that's not right, or no, that's crazy, or that's no, I'm just gonna, I don't have time for that, or it's not, just whatever. Follow what draws you, what resonates with you, because that's where you're supposed to go. That's your soul leading the way. And unfortunately, I will say I am super guilty of that. I've listened to that voice all the time and go, yeah, that's not right. Not right now. I don't have time. It's not the right time. I don't have the money. I don't have this, whatever. But it's no matter what, little by little, we've got to open ourselves up to know that if you're drawn to something, there's a reason for it.
Mhm.
There's a reason you're supposed to take action. Just like we talked to Sophia Dimas, who talked about coincidences, right? You
Mhm.
have to if seeing a coincidence and noticing it is one thing, but taking action on a coincidence to follow that path
Right.
because the coincidence happened for a reason. That's the important thing,
Yeah.
and that's what we got to
So
get to.
I share a lot of experiences in class with things that I've gotten that have been um coincidence or things that I've followed on or those types of things because people don't do that enough. I don't think, or
Yeah.
I don't think they realize just how powerful their thoughts are.
Right.
And forgiveness. When I talk to people about forgiveness and healing, someone may have done something horrific to you, and yes, you can forgive them even from afar, right? And then I talk to them about forgiving themselves, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "No, you don't understand. You participated." What? I didn't ask to be
Hmm.
profound raped, right? I
Right.
didn't ask for that. I didn't go out seeking it. No, you didn't. But what you did do is you're responsible for every thought, action, and word that you had from the moment that was placed upon you. And we can all react differently, but that is still your participation. And you need to forgive yourself if you were thinking, I want to kill that guy.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that we were very doing this a lot. And we
Mhm.
really never go, well, what was my part in that? No, I didn't go seek it. And yes, it was brought to me, but I still participated from that point forward with whatever I did with that, whether I forgave them and I sent them love, or whether I had all these thoughts in my mind day after day about what I'd like to do to that person. That helps build things within you
Yeah.
and contributes to your juice.
Sure.
Well, I think that's a perfect place to put this to rest for the time being.
Okay.
Dawn, thank you so much for
Thank you.
allowing us to invade your space.
No, no.
All over.
Spill coffee everywhere.
It's okay. It's okay.
If someone wanted to reach out to you, what's the best way for someone to get in touch?
Well, we have the website, which is www.spiritualrelics.com. That has ways to also reach out to me there through contact on the page. And then the number here is 757-495-8000.
Y'all need to come and meet her. This place is incredible. The energy is great, but you have this energy that just sucks people in. It's like it's enveloping this warmth. It'll give you a hot flash.
Yeah,
So
yes.
come definitely and talk to Dawn.
Okay, well, thank you so much again
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Oh.
We're going to put those links in our show notes. All you need to do is go to skepticmetaphysician.com. You'll find her episode page there, and you'll see in the show notes, you'll see the links directly there, so you can reach out to her super easily, one click.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again for having us. And a huge thank you to you. We hope you've enjoyed this conversation as much as we have. If you did and you feel called to give back, we invite you to visit our website at skepticmetaphysician.com, where you can donate to the show or subscribe as a member through our Buy Me a Coffee campaign. Your support will go a long way towards allowing Karen and I to bring you these wonderful conversations and teachings in more and more robust ways. Well, that's all for now, but we'll see you on the next episode of The Skeptic Metaphysician. Until then, take care.